Welcome, everybody. It's time for our version of Monday Night Football. It's Monday noon football. Bam, 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 bam. It's noon Pacific time. Welcome. Have lunch with Punch. That's what we like to say. Welcome inside the South Point studio. Right here. We are inside the sports book at the South Point Hotel and Casino. Our address is 9777 Las Vegas Boulevard. We're approximately 6 miles from the heart of the Strip, so we are on the Strip. This show is called Punchlines. It's a fun conversation show about comedy, sports, and gambling advice. I'm Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan, and today's show will be a flippin' good time, and we have a national champion cheerleader to kind of advise us on what she thinks of this. The Auburn Tigers cheerleader, this guy didn't even see this coming on Saturday. So he was flipping, he's flipping, and somehow he goes through half the team, and then he hit a player. Here's the zoom in, Alex. Tell us. And then I don't know how he weaved that far. My goodness. I met Ryan 3 times. They run out. The guy was fine. Right? Did you follow up on that? I looked. I couldn't say. He's fine. He's fine. We'll say he's fine. Let's do that. Behind the glass, he's like the last quarter of the Georgia-Bama game on Saturday. He will constantly be scoring touchdowns with insight, graphics, and posts. The producer of the show, Ryan McCormick, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan, what did you think of that game on Saturday? Where were you watching Bama, Georgia?
Not going to lie to you. I was at the ballpark for the AAA championship game.
The AAA champ. Were you monitoring that game at all on your phone?
I got the update that Georgia took the lead, and the very next play, Bama took it back.
Unbelievable.
So
I will admit, I only watched the fourth quarter.
As much of that game as I saw.
And that's all you needed to see, really, because it was a blowout early. It was like, I had it on. I was like, oh, Bama's going to crush them. And then all of a sudden, it was unbelievable. So what's on the show for today? What's the rundown?
Well, we do have a doubleheader in baseball today, trying to secure the final
Currently
2
going on.
postseason spots, both in the National League. Possibility between the Mets and the Braves to get the postseason spots, or the Diamondbacks slip in if one of these teams wins both of the games today. We also be talking about some stuff in the National Football League that happened this past weekend.
Big
stuff
show.
in college football that happened this past weekend. We will bring out the Punch Bowl and a bunch of other fun stuff. So stick around.
We got a lot of stuff. I think she went 6-2. We're going to talk about her record. She's telling me about it. 2-time national sports champ, lover of fried pickles, sports betting alliance. Alex White is here. Yay.
Yeah,
Alex, tell us about this cheerleading accident. I don't know if you had seen that clip.
I mean, that's just bad planning all around.
I mean, some of the team, avert them, but who said, oh, go do that? I mean, obviously there's miscommunication.
I mean, or maybe the team usually goes farther around
right.
and they know, but yeah, that's
Have you ever
bad.
seen anything like this?
Unfortunately, yes.
Has it ever been you?
It has not.
All right. That guy, he'll be all right?
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about the player, too. Who's just jogging out, oh, we're going to win today. Squonk.
Yeah.
Well, based on his reaction time, I'm going to guess that he does not see the field in any game.
He came out very late. He was one of the last players out of the tunnel. Might not be a starter. Might be a guy that's just happy to be dressed. But anyway, you had a good weekend, good college football weekend?
Good college football weekend, yes. And
okay.
Of course, I actually talked about it on Sports Side of the Book, too, because I was telling you about my record, and then I was 6-1 going into last night. And if I would have remembered Courtney's Washington Commanders.
Yeah, the Commanders.
Maybe I wouldn't have taken the Cardinals, because that was what made me 6-2. But those are my individual videos that I put on Twitter that I do for Sportsbook Wire. But
and
6 dogs have won outright for me.
Oh my goodness. And they can find you at Alex White with 2 E's at the end.
Correct.
At Alex White on Twitter, X, whatever you call it. Okay, so you have a pick at 12:36 coming up?
Yes, I do.
All right, we have picks, lots of action, football, baseball. Hockey starts later this week, technically in Prague, so we even have the NHL creeping up on us. So it's a good time of year. October starts tomorrow. So it's the best time of year for sports. Also on the show, stopping by, very funny friend of mine who I bumped into at a club over the weekend. Brant Tobler, very funny comedian from Wyoming, will be here live in the studio a little later on.
Awesome.
Brant has some fascinating Vegas stories. He wrote a book about one in particular, and a very funny guy. So we have a live comic coming, as opposed to very sad times when we've had dead comics come in the show. Okay, so we usually like to start with a comedy clip or a coolest clip. Which one do we want to do, Ryan? Which one first? Because we going with coolest or comedy? What do you want to do?
The coolest.
Let's go with the coolest one. We can divert we can save the comedy one, or do you think we should do it? Call an audible.
I think you enjoy the coolest one more.
You sent me the comedy clip, and I like the coolest one. Yes, I think the coolest one is supremely cool. Here it is. Baseball regular season is over. Obviously, I'm rooting for Paul Skeens to win Rookie of the Year. He is favored currently, I believe. He closed strong. I mean, he dominated 2 innings against the Yanks. Struck out Soto, struck out Aaron Judge, and then Chisholm. 100-mile-per-hour.
I just saw Livy Dunn's reaction.
Did you see her boots, too? So. They were Pittsburgh Pirates with a 3-0 on the bottom. I might have seen them online.
I didn't see the.
They were very cute. Maybe we could find those. Anyway, so you want to see the Rookie of the Year painted in 10 minutes by a guy with his hands? Here it is. Coolest clip of the day. So this guy, he just takes paints on his hands, throws paint at a board, and there we go. Now, I've worked with guys that have done this. I've seen guys do like Stevie Wonder, and this is amazing. Like, no brushes, all hands. There's the Pittsburgh skyline in the background. This was done last week. This guy's page, by the way, what's his name, Ryan? What's it say?
Cody Tolbert.
Cody's about art or whatever. Yeah, Cody to whatever it is.
Cody Sable.
There
Cody
you go.
Sable art.
Follow this guy because he does celebrities. He does everybody. And there's the fun. Look at that in 10 minutes.
I don't understand.
It's phenomenal. Skeen Slater signed it. I'm sure it's going to be auctioned off or something. Very cool. We do have the comedy clip that you had sent me. I thought it was funny. Do we want to show this?
I guess so. Sure.
Okay. So now you want to see it. Well,
services.
It's not. It's semi-sports related, right? You found this. I mean, it's like MMA, right?
Oh, we do not have that one.
Oh, well, that's the one I thought we were doing. Nope. C-3PO. No.
Nope.
What did you think I was wanting?
I thought you wanted to do the NFL streaming services.
Oh, no. Do you want to do that?
What are we doing right now?
Well, that's why before the show I asked what was a comedy clip or coolest clip. All right, let's do the streaming service because it's very funny.
Okay.
All right, explain what this is.
Well, this guy does videos on social media and decided to spoof the direction that the NFL is heading with all these different
too many streaming services.
So,
game on Fox or CBS? I think it's on Fox. Let's go. Here we go, Bears. Yo, do you got Charmin Plus? Charmin's got a streaming service? Yeah, that's the only place you can watch NFC North games now. It's like $15 a month. Yeah, gotta pass on that. Just put whatever's on cable.
This is sad but true.
Cable anymore. What? Yeah, you gotta pay for the streaming services. Prime, Tubi, Fubi, Scooby. Scooby? I've been trying to get that one for a minute now, but it's really competitive. The whole application process. You need a referral, a Scooby-Doo impression. Are you kidding me? Oh wait, we can always go to Shell to watch the game. Like the gas station? Yeah, Monday Night Football is now exclusively plays on those tiny TVs.
You have to watch it in Shell.
Why would they think that's a good idea? Yeah, last week had to camp out there for 5 days just to make sure I got a good seat. What are they doing? Yeah, Thursday night games are only on the Jumbotron at Fenway. I'm not buying
They're only at the Jumbotron at Fenway.
Then how do you want to watch the game? Stream East.
Stream
There we
East.
go. That's a winner.
I'm not familiar with that.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I don't know what Stream East means, but just Google it. Very funny because honestly, I'll look for a game on television like like women's basketball. I go ABC. Sometimes it's on channel 219, which is NBA channel or ABC. So what I do is I just go to the Score app. They list it. It's just because you can't find it. It's very difficult.
It is. It's a lot.
All right, very funny. All right, let's go on to the final edition of Moonshine Moonshots. Ladies and gentlemen, this is... what's that? No, we didn't do roll call. Oh, my God, and I skipped roll call. And I even have underlines, damn it. Let's do roll call. Sorry, here we go. Let's check in with the Punchies, ladies and gentlemen. This is everyone who's watching the show right now. We appreciate you guys watching. If you're new to the show, click subscribe. We would love to have you a subscriber. And after you subscribe, after 5 minutes, you can then jump in the chat. Some familiar faces in there. I had a question. Who's your sleeper team in the Major League Baseball playoffs starting tomorrow? Kind of today. Keith Lyle, 2 sleepers, Phillies and Orioles. I like those. David Sanders, Roll Tide. So I guess he was happy about the outcome. JR, can the Guardians be a sleeper? I would say yes. Even though they've won a division, I still feel like it. Dean Helt, he's rooting for the Royals as a long shot. I can easily root for them. Ryan and I have been talking about Bobby Witt's amazing year all year. Let's see here. Padres and Tigers would be a rematch of the 84 World Series, Minidar. So I don't know. Is there a team? I mean, are we going to talk about this later? I can't remember. But I don't know. You go the team swinging the hot bats. The Tigers right now coming in very reminiscent of the Colorado Rockies that year. Jeff Parles pointed out Friday. I could root for Detroit easily. Mets, I cannot root for. Is there a team you could root for? Maybe not the Yankees or the Phillies.
I don't know why, but the Guardians right now.
The Guardians, yeah.
Yeah.
Cleveland hasn't won a World Series since 1954 against the Giants. Vic Wertz, that could be wrong. But anyway, they're due.
The thing for me is I don't think one of the top 2 seeds can be a sleeper. So for the Phillies and the Guardians to be a sleeper.
Yeah.
And Yankees can't be. Yeah, I agree. That's why. Who said Phillies?
Keith,
you're a moron. We'll let the Orioles be. Ryan and I have been saying Orioles. I've been kind of saying the Orioles all year. They faded a little bit.
Frank more so than myself.
What's that?
You more than me. I have
okay. Orioles, I said they were a year away last year. The pitching's questionable, but the Padres have something going on down there too, so I don't know.
How about the other Baltimore team, though, last night? They looked good, huh? Anyways.
Why would you bring up the Ravens? We were having such a nice time on the show.
Well, you can talk about the Orioles.
I believe they're still a game behind the Pittsburgh Steelers, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they trounced the Bills pretty good last night. And that was the first time Josh Allen had lost double digits in a long time. Like 43 games he had not lost by less than 6 points, I think, actually. It was a smackdown, yeah.
That's a good stat you had there.
Yeah, it was all over. I think Rich Gannon had a long streak. Brady had a long streak. Not losing by more than 6 points. Josh Allen's streak brought with Rich Gannon and Tom Brady were up there tops, I think. It was pretty amazing stat. Okay, so this is the last time. It's September 30th, last day of September. Is that right, Ryan? I see you nodding. Did you look it up?
So I'm not sure what the actual...
I think it was 6 points or less
on the list. Yeah. The Bills had gone 43 consecutive games without losing by 6 or more.
I mean, if you're going to lose by more than 6, get your ass kicked like they did last night, because that wasn't even that close. Baltimore's scary. Derrick Henry is, that's what scares me against the Steelers twice this year. All right, it's our final time to do Moonshine Moonshots. This is Brendan Gaughan's City Light Shines, 80 proof cherry lemons, delicious. You can come down. I think the contest is over to get free bottles. I think the 28th and ended. But we're going to end by looking at Sunday's Major League Moonshot home runs and see which one was the farthest hit. Here we go. All right, so, Lindor, another one. Grisham hitting about 180, but he can have some pop. Cal Raleigh actually set the record for catcher. First 4 years in the league, he has more than Piazza. Farthest home run was Sam Hilliard?
Sam Hilliard in Colorado.
Oh!
The longest of 21 home runs on Sunday night. This one went 476 feet to the top of Coors Field, the fourth flight of sections up there. It went basically under the roof.
Who is Sam Hilliard, by the way?
It was an absolute shot. 111 miles off the bat.
What team was he on?
The Rockies.
He's on the Rockies. I don't pay attention. I know Charlie Blackmon retired yesterday. That was sad. But are you kidding me?
Yeah, off Landon Knack.
470?
476.
Holy mackerel. Anyway, we've had a lot of fun. That's obvious. I don't even have to ask, is that out in every stadium?
It's actually not out in, no.
Okay. What park?
30.
What park?
30.
Yellowstone? Boom! All right. Anyway, this is the cherry lemon. Thank you.
Oh, happy Monday.
No. What are you doing?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, it's strong.
What'd you fill that with?
Oh, my God.
It's iced tea.
Yeah.
Prank! It's a Frank prank! Do we have a graphic for Frank prank?
You wasted the moonshine?
Oh, no, it's in a different container.
Oh, okay.
Then I will pour the iced tea out and pour it back in. Or we'll just keep it in the water jug. That was a shocker.
Wow. It was.
You did. You got it.
I heard Ann go, Yep. Maybe it's iced tea. I don't know. I can't remember if I switched it or not. It was iced tea, ladies. Do you think I could drink that much whiskey?
No shot.
No shot. No one could do that. An old cowboy couldn't do that. I guzzled that. All right.
He's baiting you to go to the real source and do.
It's in a big jug. We'll get it during the montage. I'll show you what I did. I'll show you my maneuver. I went to the bathroom to do this here at the South Point, dump it, and the attendants and they're staring at me. I'm like, I swear this is for a prank for the show. It looked like I was smuggling booze in, but I wasn't. It was all for fun. Oh, but the whiskey kind of coats the inside of the... No, it doesn't. I washed it out thoroughly. Uh-oh. We're in trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to today's date early. The last day of September, as I just mentioned, it's September 30th. National Orange Shirt Day. I meant to wear an orange shirt.
Is that a new shirt?
Maybe.
I haven't seen that shirt.
This is new. This is only the second time I've worn it. I wore it a couple weeks ago.
So not exactly new.
What's up?
So not exactly new if you wore it a couple weeks ago.
They're new to me. National Chewing Gum Day. So orange shirt, chewing gum, hot mulled cider day, International Podcast Day. I mean, we're a podcast webcast. National Love People Day, National Pet Tricks Day, and celebrity birthdays. And this one's a little scary. Barry Williams, a.k.a. Greg Brady. Do you know how old he turns today?
I do.
70.
I read the script.
Thank you. Greg Brady turned 70. T-Pain's 40. That's very sad. So we put him in a machine, AI magic. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay. There's T-Pain blowing a bubble. And then we have Greg Brady, who looks more like Alice. Let's be honest. That does not look like Greg Brady, but he's teaching his dog a trick, and he's doing a podcast.
And he's wearing an orange shirt.
And he's wearing an orange shirt. And love people today. What is behind the T-Pain supposed person?
Yeah, it looks like a cotton candy mountain.
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't Cotton Candy Day, but it works. I like it. That was actually the Greg Brady. He looks like Paul McCartney a little bit, too. All right, but he's doing a podcast, and the dog seems to be into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a graphic for this. I know that. It's time for Punch Bowl Pundits. Let's do it. All right, so here it comes. It's very soothing sound. So we put some questions here about topical stuff, lots of NFL stuff, and I don't actually remember what's going on. If anyone has Verizon, tell me if your phone's not working, because mine's not. Okay, Alex, you want to go first?
Sure.
All right, choose one.
So you said lots of NFL, but I did throw in a few college.
Okay, good. Well,
maybe some baseball.
There's so much going on. Baseball, football, hockey coming up. Basketball's going on.
This is a great question.
Okay.
Who would you rather have this season as your quarterback? Sam Darnold, Jaden Daniels, or Jordan Love?
Oh, all right. You start.
Man.
Right now. So you got Sam Darnold, 4-0 with the Vikings. Jane Daniels flashing brilliance with are they 3-1 now, the Commanders?
Yes,
Holy
they
mackerel. And then Jordan Love threw for a lot of yards. He's on the Green Bay Packers.
Who suck.
But, got the big contract, big arm. Took him far last year. But as of right this minute, you had to have one of those quarterbacks for the rest of the season. Who do you take?
Jordan Love.
Just
Just for consistency and because we've seen him in the league for longer.
And he won a big game last year, right? So he can win a playoff game. He beat Dallas last year.
I really want to say Jaden
Right?
Daniels, but I just...
It's too young yet, right?
Yeah. But, I mean, they're making it work. They have that offense built around him very nicely.
All right, Ryan, there's two NFC Central. What division of the Bears in? North. Damn it. That used to be the Central back in my day. I didn't do that on purpose. Which one of those three would you take?
Can I actually have Cliff Kingsbury?
Yes.
Right?
Now is he going to get another head coaching job next year? Probably, but he wasn't good in Arizona at all.
Next year? It's a little soon.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, he's going to be offered one possibly.
You think so?
The way the Washington offense has looked and the way he's worked with Jane Daniels, if you have a young quarterback and you want him tootled.
Yeah, but at the same point, why would you, if you're the Commanders, you want to make sure that Kingsbury doesn't leave?
Yeah.
Well, it all depends on his contract. Yeah. I think these guys who are normally head coaches and take an assistant job like that usually have an out clause. Something like, if I get a head coaching job, I can leave and screw you. But
it's so well known that some people are head coaches, some people are coordinators.
Totally agree.
And
we talked about it on Friday.
Yeah. At being a head coach, I don't think anybody's going to jump to try it again right away.
I agree. And he's in Washington. By the way, he got a game ball yesterday. They gave him a game ball because he beat the Cardinals.
Yes.
And they ran up the score. What did they have? 45 points? Yeah.
Part.
So the revenge factor. So Dan Quinn gave him he said, game ball to Cliff. And the team went nuts. I mean, I don't know. Washington, got to give credit to Creepy Sean, who's not here today. He's only here on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He said that's his sleeper.
Yep.
Sleeper team.
Did. And Raider fans are really down right now because Kingsbury was supposed to go there.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened. All of a sudden he had a meeting in Washington.
Maybe he didn't want to come to the Raiders. So who would you take? You had to take one of those three quarterbacks.
Of the three?
Yeah.
Well, Sam Darnold doesn't have a big contract. Jordan Love got a big contract, and Jaden Daniels is on a rookie contract.
You're breaking this down money-wise.
Yeah. If you're taking one of these three contracts to build your team with...
It's about performance.
Jaden Daniels.
If you go performance, give me Sam Darnold. I'll take Sam Darnold right now.
All right.
He's in the right system. I know, he looks good. I'll take Sam Darnold. So there, we each had one of each. All right, I'll take one.
I think they all three have gifts as play callers.
True. Okay, best out of three wild card series, Tigers or Astros? Hate the Astros. I did mention last week, everyone's sleeping on them. I don't know if that's correct. Tigers are the hotter team. I'm rooting for the Tigers. Do I think they're going to be so intimidated to be in Houston game one, even though they have the Triple Crown winning pitcher, Tariq Skubal going, who I think wins that game, actually. I don't know. It's hard to bet against the Astros because they're so experienced. But I'm rooting for the Tigers, but I think the Astros win.
Stros,
yeah. I mean, they're just too experienced. But, boy, if there's a feel-good story, it's the Tigers.
They just only have Skubal, right?
I know.
And then who
That's
else?
it.
Montero
the ghost of Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer's ghost. I don't know.
But that one also made me realize that we skipped our crazies.
Oh, we'll get to those. Yeah.
But no, I think the Astros have more pitching.
You got to understand, I did a whole new template for my script, and it wasn't good. Yep. Nope. Skipped it. I did the dividing lines, Ann. Dividing lines are out. No longer dividing rounds. We'll get back to that.
That's for Ryan. You're reading it.
All right. Tonight, Monday Night Football. Oh, sorry. Ryan, we'll go with you first. How sweet are the Lions uniforms? I know we already kind of talked about them.
Yeah, the black with the blue helmet.
Have you seen these helmets? We'll pull up a picture.
I think I have, yes.
They're
I think
unbelievable.
on this show, actually.
Oh,
yes.
okay, good.
Yeah.
Detroit at home tonight against Seattle. Is it 4 still?
It is 4.5 here, but it's 4 everywhere else, I believe.
I like the Lions big time tonight. Seattle traveling all the way across country. They have the most miles traveled in the NFL this year, something Vinny and Chris point out. But I just think everything falls for Detroit tonight the right way. I think they win big. And we'll talk about
That's all
that in
I
picks.
can say, yeah. Until picks at 12:36.
Uniforms are awesome. We'll just move on. Ryan, here's yours. Or was you wrote this? Did you write this? Oh, there they are. Thank you. I mean, come on. Is that Aiden Hutchinson? There it is. Those are the blue helmet is so cool. By the way, the Falcons wore the red helmet yesterday, which they wore when I was a kid. Those are awesome. So stick with. I even like the Steelers yellow helmet.
Falcons
Mix it up.
And the Falcons won wearing those helmets.
By the way, that 58-yard field goal, 58-yard field goal to win that by Coup, that was unbelievable. Because I had the red zone and I was bouncing around and that game was coming down. I saw New Orleans score. I'm like, it's over. And then all of a sudden they go, let's go live. 58-yarder to win. That was an exciting game. And that's a divisional game, and Kirk Cousins was loving it. Yes. He had no idea what a rivalry those two teams were. All right, Georgia plays at Texas in 3 weeks. Will the Bulldogs lose their second game? Whoa, who do they play this week, Georgia? Do we know?
They've got it's not too bad the next 2 weeks.
Okay, so they have bye week, right?
No? They're coming off a bye week. They both had a bye week going into
before Bama. That's why everyone thought, they had extra time to prep for Bama. What an ending to that game. Who do they have?
They have Auburn this week.
Oof.
So they host Auburn, and then they host Mississippi State, which will be a walkthrough. And
First
then they
of all,
go into Texas.
With Auburn, they have to be careful of those out-of-control cheerleaders coming out of the tunnel. So please be careful. Just a note to Georgia, they don't know what they're doing.
They don't.
Alex is going to call Auburn and figure that out.
Yes.
I don't know. I think Georgia wins both those games, right? Mississippi State, they'll win. They have to bounce. I mean, look, they're one of the best teams in the country. They lost to Alabama in one of the best college football games ever. They're both going to be in the playoff.
But then they have to go to Texas.
Yeah, they'll lose to Texas.
You think so?
Yeah.
So that will be their second loss. It's hard. Those two are, I think almost everybody has the same top 4.
When is Quinn Ewers back? Is he...
I think he'll be back.
Back for that game? Even though, Arch Manning, I don't know. Ryan, thoughts on that?
So Texas has a bye week this week, and then they have the Red River rivalry. So then they host Oklahoma, and then they host Georgia. So
wow,
these are
It's good to have these good games like this. Isn't there one? That's the weekend where we see all over the internet. Everyone's like, hopefully you're not invited to a wedding that day because there's like unbelievable top 10 matchups the whole day. Yeah, that's a Saturday to be on the couch or a bar.
Back-to-back Saturdays, really.
Yeah, back-to-back Saturdays.
Yeah, I think it's the 12th that has Oregon and Ohio State, and then the 19th, has Georgia, Texas.
Oh, I think it's your turn.
Well, if you did buy the NFL ticket, which is too expensive, just like that joke of a video, but you can have the 4 games on your phone. That's pretty awesome.
NFL package, I know. So, what's going on here in the Mets? Did the Mets just hit a home run? Brandon Nimmo? Is it close now?
Yeah,
they took the lead?
Brandon Nimmo, Tiff likes that one. Tiff's a big fan.
Siniker's like, I should probably get a new pitcher. What is it, 4-3? It's on replay, so I don't see the score.
Yeah, 4-3, top 8.
Holy mackerel. Wow. He crushed it. That is a moonshot. Second deck in Atlanta.
That's so funny. I remember him here at Cashman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You know who hit the last homer at Cashman?
Yes, I do.
Pete Alonso. All right, what do you got? What do you have for us?
6-3.
6-3.
6-3. Yeah, that Nimmo homer was a 2-run homer to get it to 6-3. They've scored all 6 runs here in the top of the 8th.
Wow.
They were down 3-0.
Look, this is the lesser of two evils for me is the Mets. I still the Braves. I hate the Braves.
Okay, which NFL coach is in danger of being fired?
First.
It's Doug Peterson.
It's Doug Peterson. I was going to say after Doug Peterson. I mean, they asked him in a post-game conference, how do you feel about your status? Or I forget the word exactly they use. And he was like, I ain't worried. I mean, he has a Super Bowl ring. I guess that buys him maybe a few extra weeks, but that team's a mess.
Yeah. The weird thing is, why did Philly ever get rid of him after that Super Bowl?
And that's what all the Pittsburgh fans are like. Hey, we haven't made the playoffs, and you holding on to Mike Tomlin. The Eagles won a Super Bowl, and 2 years later they fired Peterson. Sirianni. I don't know. Doug Peterson. I don't know who else. Antonio Pierce has fought back for the Raiders.
If Miami keeps going down the way
could you think Mike McDaniel would be in danger? I mean, with the quarterbacks he has, you can't. When Tom Brady comes back in 2 weeks, as predicted on this show, his job will be saved. Ryan, do you have any input?
It will be saved?
It'll be saved.
What if Tom Brady's like, dude, this 30-year-old doesn't know what he's doing. He needs to get out of here.
Well, I'm sure part of his deal will be like, I'm going to call the plays.
Yeah.
Who do you think?
I don't know. If you look at the other situations that are going bad, it's either a first-year head coach anyway, or they've had the injury bug to where that kind of buys the coach time, and they're a good head coach to begin with. Like if you look at the Rams and Sean McVay, they're 1-3, but it's still Sean McVay.
It's McVay, and they always close. Rams are a second half team. But what about Nick Sirianni though? Honestly, I mean, I think that's the guy in the town where they want blood.
Especially they've switched the coordinators every year now, so if you can't pin it on anybody else at this point.
True.
You can't just keep recycling coordinators.
And I was watching the miserable Steeler game yesterday, and all of a sudden I looked down at the ticker. I'm like, Tampa Bay 21-0? Like Baker Mayfield had him fired up. I don't think Philly's as good as everyone thinks, but I don't know.
But Baker Mayfield, he's there to keep it light and make football fun.
Yeah, that whole, he's a likable guy. I would say Nick Sirianni. All right, we got a couple more. Stephon Diggs had his first career rushing TD. What team is he on? I wrote that for myself to make myself look stupid. He is on the Texans. I was surprised that he never had a reverse or a rushing touchdown before yesterday when he played for the Vikings
and
the Bills. Yeah. Right. Okay. Is that it?
One more.
I do it.
All right, Ryan, for you. You want to start this? Pittsburgh, -3 at North Carolina. College football this week.
These are our two teams. Neither of us attended those schools, but they are our favorite schools.
Yeah.
I got drunk at Pitt a lot, so that kind of counts. I like Pitt. Eli Holstein, this was the guy. Okay, so the Steelers or what? Oh, go ahead, Ryan. Sorry. Go.
I'm not big on the Tar Heels this year.
Right.
They give up 70 to JMU, and then.
But that's the second week in a row. JMU scored over.
Yes.
They scored 63 yesterday.
Yes, they did.
And it was like the first team since LSU maybe to score over 60 teams 2 weeks in a row or something crazy.
Yeah, they have the third most points of all 134 FBS schools right now.
Are they in Virginia? Where's Jeff Parles? I think they're in Virginia, right?
But
James Madison or Ohio?
I think
we can't know everything. Call Jeff Parles. Yeah. I like Pitt. Eli Holstein's a guy Nick Saban brought into Alabama, and the guy can gun it. I mean, I didn't think Pitt was going to be that good, but so far, pretty good.
Yeah, so I'll 3 on the road. You like it?
I'll take it.
We're not doing an even bet here?
Well, we'll do something on Friday.
We'll do something on Friday.
We'll have 3. We'll see if Jeff can concoct something by Friday's show.
Oh, sure.
See what he comes up with.
To go to your favor. We know how this works. Ryan, I got your back.
Thank you, Alex.
All right. Let's go to That's Crazy. Let the cat out of the bag. We'll do That's Crazy. What? It's time for That's Crazy. We can mix up the order. It's fun.
Okay.
All right, Alex, you have a That's Crazy for us. There's chalk. By the way, in a couple of weeks, when we get closer to Halloween, the whole graphic's going to be that scary. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Ann and I've already worked on the lighting, everything. It's going to be great.
I like it.
That's scary. All right, what do you have for That's Crazy?
To be scared, but I can.
Well,
it's pretty bright in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So there was actually a tweet that went out during the Niners-Patriots game, so it's kind of incorrect, but to that point, underdogs of 7 or more were 5-0 ATS and straight up.
Oof.
But then the Niners did win outright and cover against New England, but they were a 10.5-point favorite. So we could say underdogs of 7 to 10 are 5-0 ATS and straight up this year. And I mean, we saw the Broncos beating the Jets yesterday, Commanders big upset over Bengals, Raiders over Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 from week 2 that I don't even know which one we're counting, because technically the Niners were a 7-point favorite over the Vikings, but that number moved with all the injuries.
Okay.
But on the flip side, the Bucks were getting 7.5 in Detroit, so that's another big one, upset. And then week 1, of course, we all hurt us
Bengals.
all. Yeah.
Now, speaking of the Jets Broncos game, the weather was miserable, and the over/under I think was in the high 30s. Did you notice? Were you guys talking about this on Sunday morning on the show?
Yeah,
like, wow, the weather looks bad, because I know Jeff is keeping an eye on the Jets always.
Yes, we did talk about that. We just said it probably wouldn't affect Aaron Rodgers so much. Probably Bo Nix, a younger quarterback, but it definitely affected both of them. I actually was pretty fortunate because I took under 15.5 for the Broncos.
Okay.
And they won the game, and I still cashed that one.
And by the way, in the first half, Bo Nix, do you see how many passing yards he had in the first half?
I know it was 60
minus
the whole game.
7 in the first half. How do you throw for minus 7? Is that counting?
He also had several completions. He had like 7 completions.
And he had minus 7 yards.
That's impressive.
By the way, I haven't seen the big competition downtown. What's going on with the Survivor? I feel like a lot of people are out on that game too, figuring, oh, Jets at home, Aaron Rodgers against Bo Nix. Come on, give me that. So we'll have to check those numbers out. But there's only hundreds left for $14 million.
It's insane.
It is. It's, you know what it is? It's crazy. All right, Ryan, do you have a That's Crazy, sir?
So there are 524 entries remaining in these.
524? I think it was over 600 going into this weekend, so 100 people. So let's say 10%, 15, 20% are out week to week. 500 people for 14.
Do you remember how many there were to start?
14,000.
14,000.
14,266.
Why don't those 500 people just get together and go, all right, look,
Chop already?
let's just chop it up. Let's just chop it up because they'd each get a nice check. Why not? I like chop. I like that. Ryan, what's your That's Crazy?
So mine's going to be postseason ambush. And so we learned a couple episodes ago from Frank, what is a group of tigers called?
A streak.
So that's actually involving a mother tiger and her cubs. Oh. A group of adult tigers is called an ambush.
Ah, that's even
So
cooler.
the 2024 ambush tigers had no players to have 150 hits this season, had no players to have 75 or more RBIs this season, had no players to have over 25 home runs this season, and had no players to have over 25 stolen bases this season. They are the first team in Major League Baseball to make the playoffs.
That's
having no players reach those stats across a 162-game season.
Which Shohei did all that by August. I mean, which is crazy. So an ambush is a group of tigers. A streak is cubs.
A group of adult tigers.
Yeah. Oh my God! Damn you, Google! You know I'd yell at Google or Siri, but my phone's a paperweight currently because I'm still in SOS mode. Jerry looked at it. We can't figure it out. There was a Verizon outage only on my phone, and the answer to the question you're all thinking: yes, I paid the bill. But there you go. Again, the Tigers. Why not root for them? I mean, they're a true team. And that stat proves it. Okay, so I'm going to go with Ian Happ for my That's Crazy. Left fielder for the Chicago Cubs. He moves around a lot, but he was an infielder when he came up. Second base, he was an infielder for sure, wasn't he?
No.
Ian Happ?
No.
I'm confusing him with someone else.
He was an outfielder.
But anyway, he is from Pittsburgh, and he crushes the Pirates. But anyway, he bought beers for the left field bleachers at Wrigley. That's how it's done. He wrote on the baseball, thanks for all the support all season. Beers for the left field crew on me. Ian Happ makes a lot of money. I want to know how many people are considered the left field crew. They all wear Happ jerseys. Or, you know, it doesn't really, he could buy the whole stadium a beer. He makes good money. But that's a classy move right there. And guess what? He's going to have fans forever wherever he goes. Yep.
There was also another picture on social media, not from Ian Happ, but of the left field bleachers. We don't have it, just I didn't put it together. But anyway, the fans that sit in the section of the left field bleachers had a potluck for the final game at Wrigley. Everybody was bringing fruit platters.
They're allowed to do that?
Donuts, cookies. They had the entire 12 rows of seats. The entire length of the seat was all like those aluminum tins.
Awesome.
Like pick up a plate. The entire left field.
But most stadiums, that's cool about Chicago and about Wrigley, that they let them bring that stuff in. Because most stadiums, you have to have a clear bag and everything has to fit in there. And they're like, Chicago's like, yeah, bring trays of food in. Are the outfield, are they separate from Wrigley? I can't remember. I've been there a handful of times.
The bleachers?
Yeah.
Like if you're in going up the bleachers?
Like, is it a separate end? Is it detached from the rest of Wrigley Field? If anyone from Chicago, Keith might know. I don't know if that is or not.
Think so.
Because when
I think there is a separate one,
right.
But I don't think it's completely separate to where you can't get there.
When I was a kid, Dodger Stadium, the outfield bleachers didn't connect to the stadium. So you couldn't, like, if you had a bleacher ticket, you couldn't, like, sneak in and end up behind home plate. You were in the bleachers. Now they do connect because there's all these little party decks they put in Dodger Stadium's great. But I don't remember if Wrigley connects or not. But that's awesome. Way to go, Wrigley Field. Way to go, Ian Happ. Crowd boos.
Love that.
All right.
Can I derail for a second?
Yeah, please.
Joey B would like to know what a group of chat roomers rating the South Point Studios is called.
Friends.
Oh, lame.
My friends. What do you call them, man?
Well, Keith Lyle calls them degenerates.
Keith, I don't know. That's with those seeds. It's an Keith Lyle. Degenerates. No, I'm going to say, what does Frank Nicotero throw out to the crowd to show his love? Smiles.
Yeah.
And laughter.
The bleachers are a separate gate.
They are separated. Okay, so you can't get in. So I guess they figured, what are they going to hurt if they're all out there eating fruit plates and hoagies? Let them. Good on you, Chicago. I do love Wrigley Field. It is magical. Have you ever been to Wrigley?
I have, yeah.
It's kind of cool. When I walked in,
cool.
I was there by myself. I was doing college shows in there, and I walked in, and it was like, wow, I finally saw Wrigley Field. Mm-hmm. Giants-Cubs game, final score was like 11-10. Bonds hit 2, Matt Williams hit 3, and I had a Bonds foul ball. I got the first seat. I asked for the best seat at the box office, and they gave me a ticket right there up the third baseline, right by where they roll the tarp out. Had a Bonds foul ball in my hand, and a guy knocked it out. Yeah, it was like an Ohtani situation. I sued him. All right, it's time for picks at 12:36. My goodness, we're moving right along. Let's do picks at 12:36. We still have the Monday montage. And I believe Brant Tobler is going to show up any minute now, so we'll do that too. So, Alex, what do you have for your pick today, or picks?
So I am going with a prop bet in the first game, which Frank inspired me because he's pretty good at these prop bets, and I hit a couple yesterday.
Better than games,
yeah. His inspiration. But I'm going with Tony Pollard over 51.5 rushing yards. So that's the first game with the Titans. Brian Callahan is sick of Will Levis. The less he has to throw the ball, the better. So they need to get their running game. His median is 82 yards on the road, and for the season, it is 62 yards. So just got to get over 51.5.
I like that. Do you have anything for picks today?
Nothing.
Leans?
Nothing different than what you guys have.
Okay.
So if you would like more information or more in-depth plays, it'll be later today at 3 p.m.
I'm going with overpassing, longest completion by Geno Smith. Geno Smith, I feel like the Lions, like I said earlier, I feel like the Lions are going to play well in this game. Seattle's undefeated, one of the few undefeated teams left. If they lose, the only two left are the Chiefs and the Vikings, I believe.
Sounds right.
And aren't the colors red and purple for the Super Bowl logo this year? I'm starting now. I'm starting early in September.
It's red and green.
What is it?
Red and green.
Is it red and green? So that was hinting Chiefs, Packers. Or Eagles. I'm not going to be the Eagles. I'm going to say over longest completion for Geno Smith. I think it's around 36.5. Goff is 34.5. He throws a lot of short passes to Amon St. Brown. I'm going to stick with Geno throwing either to Lockett, who's on your Keith's fantasy team tonight.
Who you're going up against it.
Or
Metcalf.
Yeah, DK Metcalf. So I'm going to take Geno Smith over 36.5. Last week on Monday night, I hit the triple, so I'm hot. Go for it. There we go. Okay, no
Wait,
picks.
was that Monday or Thursday or both?
Was that Thursday night?
I think it was your Thursday.
When was the Cowboys game?
Thursday.
That was Thursday night.
Yeah, very
It's
good.
so recent. It's still fresh in my mind. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Monday, and we do love our Monday montage that Drew Dog puts together. It's highlights from the previous week. We love watching this because we forget a lot of the stuff that we've done. He whittles down 5 hours. Let's be honest, it's over 5 hours. 5.5 hours. And he comes up with our Monday montage, which is one of our highlights. Roll it in. Here we go. Monday montage.
He did.
We're in a fantasy league, as we all know. We have our fantasy league. But I think ESPN put me in another one. I didn't even know about it.
He was trying to do a mock draft, and he signed up for a different league.
So now I'm in a league with total strangers. And the team name I decided was I don't know anybody.
By the way, Ryan, you look fantastic. You're dressed.
You do too.
look
You do
professional.
23 in the coaches poll coming into this week, highest ever ranking.
Has there been any press release or anyone talking about how it's the Matt Neverett effect?
I mean, there
Since
are
you've
those
been the
talking
radio
about it. There are those talking. It may not be me. There are those talking. They're all saying it.
This is episode 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? All right, here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who? Ladies and gentlemen, you can't follow me doing cheers. The reason we stopped that, ladies and gentlemen, is because I then did backflip and I took out a football player, just like the Auburn cheerleader. There's a lot of, I think there's something going on. Something going on in the technical world. So, well, there you go. You got a little taste of the montage. Why don't we open up the post? Let's do post. Sound the horn in?
Oh. Sorry.
Nope. Okay, hold on. We'll vamp. Oh, so what's the Mets score here? 6-3, bottom of the 8th, but the Braves have 2 on and 1 out. So the deal is if whoever wins the first game, they're in. Yes. Second game, the other team has to win, but if the other team loses, Arizona backs in.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if one team wins both games, the D-backs slip in and they're the 6th seed.
And then the Mets win, they have to fly where? It's all over. They were in Milwaukee yesterday. Then they had to fly to Atlanta. Then they have to go to San Diego, maybe?
Yep.
Is it?
Right. Well, those are the two.
Yeah.
One has to really go play the Brewers and one has to play the
buddy of mine
Padres.
asked me this morning when my phone was still working, I go, just look it up. I go, I have no idea. It's very confusing. Just watch the games.
I think if the Mets get in, they're the 6.
Yeah, and the other thing is what kind of team are these guys going to field in game 2? Now, actually, excuse me. Chris Sale will pitch game 2.
Yes.
If they lose.
Yes.
Because you got to win. You got to get in. So that hinders Atlanta in their first game of their best of 3 because they won't have Chris Sale pitching.
Well, when they had that nice 3-0 lead, they probably should just put Chris Sale in.
Put Chris Sale in and guarantee that you get in. Yeah, that's, wow. Interesting day. And by the way, Major League Baseball, they got lucky with that this worked out like this. Interesting. All right. Yeah. So, and should I just keep vamping or are we good for post? All right, let's do post. Sound the horn. Woo! I remember why I didn't wear the shirt because it does moire a little bit, doesn't it? A little bit.
I like it. It's colorful.
I do like it too. It's green, and green just makes my eyes pop. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Post with Punchlines. This is where we comb the internet. Ryan puts them together in a sweet package, and we roll through them. So let's see what we got. Ryan, what are we kicking off with in posts?
So we are going to start in baseball with a couple of numbered things. The first one, the 50-50 ball. Shohei Ohtani's 50th home run is now up for auction. For 1.2
to start
Milli Vanilli, yeah, 1.2 million is.
I thought you said 1.2 Milli Vanilli.
I did. That's the title.
Oh, okay. Milli Vanilli. It's really strange that you use Milli Vanilli. Is anyone else watching the Menendez thing on Netflix? Because it's all that they were big Milli Vanilli fans. Anyway, that's all I was singing all night. So the fact you said Milli Vanilli, I thought was subconsciously hearing this. So what?
Get out of my brain.
Get out of my head. 1.2 million. And then what is this young kid who had the Marlins jersey on? How does he feel sitting at home looking at this?
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure how the lawsuit's going, but
it didn't look like that kid ever had possession. It looks like they were both going for it, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah. The video that we showed, the kid looks like he has maybe one hand on it. Never really full.
Did you see that? And the thing is the kid held onto his phone the entire time. Drop the phone. Go for it. Knock the guy out with the other hand. Somehow get that ball, but
just don't drop it hard like Frank, or then it'll go into SOS.
I did not drop this phone. I don't know what's going on, but I can't make phone calls. All right, excellent. 1.2 million, and it's probably going to go higher than that. Jeez, oh man, just for a baseball, $8 baseball.
Johnny or JR make a good point that won't his last home run?
Yeah, whatever.
Be worth more?
Yeah, that record for the year.
No, I think the 50. No, I think it's the 50th one.
Especially because it happened in that game where he got to 51. Just the
game.
ridiculousness of the game itself.
The guy who actually got that ball, the Dodgers wanted it. They offered him, didn't we say how much they offered him? It was a lot, wasn't it? But they took security, escorted the guy out of the stadium. And I don't know what he did with the ball, if you take it right to a safe deposit box or what, but he got an escort out because, I guess it had to be verified first, right? And then he gets it back and he runs out. So interesting. We will be following how that soap opera. I like the Milli Vanilli though.
Okay. So now we go to something from Topps, still from that 50-50 game. Topps has acquired game-used memorabilia from that game in Miami.
Is this the batting gloves?
So they have his batting gloves. Yep. They have a patch from his pants. And they are doing a whole collection on this 50-50. So 100-card base set. They're going to release a 1-of-1 for each home run and each stolen base. So kind of that main card on the bottom right there, you see the number 1 just above Shohei's name with the date. So it's going to go all the way from 1 to 50 just for stolen bases and 1 to 50 for his home runs. They are each numbered. Well, they each have different variations, different colors. This one is 1 to 5 for that one for his first stolen base of the year. But then those 2 cards on the top.
The batting glove.
The one on the left has a piece of his pants and part of his batting glove.
Yeah, that stripe thing.
That is a 1 of 1. They also have another 1 of 1 that is only part of his glove. And then that one on the right is a 1 of 1 featuring the patch from his pants. So I think the one of those 3 that's going to be worth the most is the one that has his gloves
I think so.
and his pants.
Yeah, I think so too. It's 2 different pieces of memorabilia. The thing about the top, we talk about tops a lot, and I started following them. They're one of my favorite new follows. Oh, come on, everybody. They're one of my favorite new follows because every day they're coming up with a new card and a new signature card. What was the one the other day? Oh, Paul Skeen signed one with his ERA and everything. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yep.
All right, cool. What do we got next?
So now I guess we'll stick in Major League Baseball, stick in the NL West.
Okay.
And for those Diamondbacks fans that may or may not be disappointed after today's results, they did hold a season ticket event to where if you hit a home run, your season tickets were paid for.
What?
And so here we go. Maybe. Yeah.
All right, cool.
So basically, her husband is participating in the season ticket event in Chase Field. So if you hit a ball over the outfield wall,
you get all your season tickets the next year for free.
Yes. So this is kind of her just talking over the beginning.
When is this held?
It was
like last week sometime.
Ago.
Yeah, But he gets a hold of one.
Yeah, so here he is on deck, and here he is in the cage now. So
by the way, every team should do this. Is the Diamondbacks, right?
Yes.
Okay, every team should do this.
Well, I was thinking, what are they doing today? Just waiting and watching.
Yeah, they're watching this game, hoping for a sweep coming up. It looks like, it's now 6-4, and Atlanta's got the bases juiced with 2 outs. So it's not over yet, game 1. But anyway, congratulations on that guy winning tickets.
So, there's another angle from the just the scoreboard. But, cranked one to left field. But, Alex, to answer your question, the Diamondbacks' full team is fully packed with their suitcases at Chase Field in the clubhouse watching these 2 games today. If they are awaiting the results of the second one, obviously, they will either go to Milwaukee, go to San Diego, or go home and have to unpack.
The Braves, I think, just got a bases clearing double. Are you kidding me? It's 7-6 Braves now?
In the bottom of the
Ozzie Albies.
Wow.
Bottom of the 8th inning. Atlanta. This game's been amazing. Wow. All right, Chris Sale might not have to pitch. All right, we don't know what's going on. But you know what I do know is going on? A gentleman I bumped into. I met this guy in Cabo at the Cabo Comedy Festival. And I bumped into him the other night over at the LA Comedy Club. Comedian from Wyoming, Brant Tobler is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Brant, and he's wearing a Denver Broncos. Well, it's kind of Denver, but it's the Comedy Works.
Yeah, so, we're back. The Broncos are back, so I got to wear this.
Now, did you watch that game yesterday?
Kind of. You know, I had Red Zone on in a hotel room, so I really didn't get to watch much of it. Right. They rarely made it to Red Zone. It was a
10-9 game doesn't make the Red Zone a lot.
It's been rough. I left LA like 6 years ago and moving back. I think I jinxed the Broncos because now I live in Denver, and the second I got back to Denver, we have been horrible. So it's probably my fault.
Now, is that now I know you grew up in Wyoming. You said you live in Denver. Who's your NFL team then?
The Broncos.
It's the Broncos.
Yeah. So everybody from where I'm from Cheyenne, and everybody's Bronco fans. Except for now, since Josh Allen went to Wyoming, Wyoming's kind of adopted the Bills, and mainly because the Broncos stink, and they passed on Josh Allen for Bradley Chubb, and it's been all downhill since then.
So you were in town. You were over at the LA Comedy Club, over in the Stratosphere. How'd the weekend go? Everything was good?
It's a long week, but it was good. I mean, I lived here for 10 years, so that's right. It's not as exciting for me to come back, but the shows were good, and I survived. I'm ready to go home.
Yeah. Now, I know your background. You love sports. We talked about this and gambling, and you did live in Vegas, and you actually have a book out that's fascinating.
Yeah, so I lived here for 10 years, and I was a runner. I mean, I ran in and out of this door many times. Really? Back when runners were a thing, I don't think they're even I hate to even talk about it on a podcast because then any 23-year-old kid in America messages me like, how do I get a runner job? I was like, I don't. But when I lived here, everything was like all sports books were independent, and I worked for some pretty big gamblers. And then, a dream job. I mean, it was a job I fell into, and then for a kid from Wyoming who I've never had more than $700 to my name, and then I was carrying $100,000 24/7, 365. So it was a job. It's such a. You have at least a gambling audience, so they have an idea. But it was the dream job for sure.
Oh my! And you wrote this book, and I know we talked about this when we were in Cabo, and the alcohol was flowing. But it's an amazing story. What's the name of the book?
And the book's called Free Roll.
Free roll.
And it's available anywhere, audio and Amazon everywhere. So if you like gambling, it's just an insight to gambling about, and this is a different time when I lived here, but when they talk about Old Vegas, it was definitely Old Vegas. So again, for a kid, and we did the gambling world is such a different world. So
totally.
I had no idea what I was signing up for. And then, so I had crazy stories of, and then it all ended when my dad stole $80,000 of my boss's money, which was not it's not easy ever to tell your boss, hey, you're $80,000 short. And I didn't work for guys that were the sweetest when it came to being $80,000 short. So yeah, it was. But I learned a lot. The highlight of it was, at one point I had like $1 million worth of comps at Imperial Palace, which was a dump. But I could bring all my Wyoming friends out and eat steak and drink Coors Lights and have bananas Fostered. So they thought I was. Famous, but so yeah, it was just a different. I mean, it was just a dream job.
Oh my! At Imperial Palace, I hung out there a lot too because it was right next to O'Shea's.
Yeah.
And going back and forth to those two, I stayed at Imperial Palace so many times.
Yeah, so that was every day. I'd get to Imperial Palace, and my run was like Flamingo, O'Shea's, Venetian, Harrah's, Mirage, Treasure Island. So that was my like 6. Barbary Coast actually was on.
Right.
So then I would just. Back then we had a Nextel, and we dealt with this guy that goes by the initials BW, and we had some battles with him, and I got in a lot of trouble because I can say it now because I don't work anymore, but we had Nextels. We all did Nextels.
Yeah, the two-way radio thing,
and Billy Walters is the king of Vegas, still is, I assume.
Is that BW, by the way?
That's BW.
I knew that.
And I didn't know if I don't like to talk about him, but we paid off Nextel. And then we had one of his, so we just had a Nextel on his frequency. So when he would send out his plays to the runners, we would get them at the same time. And then I was young, and Billy had older, like just dumb hillbillies from Kentucky, so I could beat him to the window. And then so then I got in trouble because my bosses were like, hey, Billy's like freaking out because we still wanted his information, but I was beating his guys to the window, and it drove, as the king of all gambling, it drove him pretty crazy. So just one of the random stories of working here. But
have you got this book optioned for film?
Yeah. So they're trying to make a movie about it, and it's just how that is. That's out of my control. The book's out there, and there's just so much to the book again because it's like a love. I moved. My dad was in prison the whole time I was a kid, so I moved here to connect with my dad, and then I got this job because I was good at basketball, and then.
Good at basketball how? Playing? Or
I was really good at basketball playing, and I would go to a gym. I moved here. There was only one gym that was open, and it was like a $200 a month back then. This is like 2001. So it was just all rich dudes, and then they were all professional gamblers, and then they just wanted to win, and I could help them win. So then short story is, so then I start talking to them, and I was like, what do you guys do? They're like, we're professional gamblers. And then I'd always ask them, hey, man, give me the games. And, and they're like, don't bet, kid.
Right.
And then one time, eventually, he was like, hey, I go, come on, man, just give me the games. And then he pulled me into this hallway, and he's like, all right, I'm going to give you these 5 games, but don't tell anybody else. I gave them to you. And he gave me these 5 games. I ran home to my dad. We were living in a trailer off of Boulder Highway. My dad is just trash. And then he was dating a cocktail waitress from Arizona Charlie's. And I had like $1,200 to my name, and I pulled out all my money. My dad got like $2,500 from the cocktail waitress. And then, of course, we went and bet those games, and you already know what happened. We got smoked. Lost all our money because I was going to move back home to Wyoming. And then I couldn't go to the gym. My job at the time, I was counting change out of the casinos on Boulder Highway at this little dumpy casino. I'd have to go in the middle of the night. And then so I couldn't go to the gym for like a month because I had no money. And then when I finally went back to the gym, I saw the gambler guys, and they're like, where you been? I was like, I had no money. They're like, if it makes you feel any better, we lost like $900,000 that day, and I was like, it doesn't at all. You guys are rich, and I have no money. Man. But so
and are they the ones that kind of got you?
So then I think they took a liking to me from that, and then they got me a job, and then craziest part about it. So I moved to connect with my dad because he had just got out of prison, and then I just showed up, and then I didn't have a lot of money, but I just wanted to hoop, so I went to that gym. So then my boss's partner was like, he's like, this kid's an FBI plant. There's no reason he should be at this gym when he's like lives in a trailer park, because it was a nice gym in Green Valley. And then so I was lucky. So then they took me out every night, and I got to go to all these fancy dinners.
Oh my God!
And then I realized they were feeling me out to see if I was, because they had problems with the FBI in the past, and then they're like, "Oh, he's just an idiot kid." I got to have like the best dinners of my life for like a month. While in hindsight, I realized they were feeling me out to see if I was.
Do you know Erin O'Connor, married to Bob Zaney? Erin O'Connor, comedian. She said she would like some $1 million bananas Foster. And Andrew Binder, who works here, just bought your book.
Oh, sweet!
So he wants you to know that happened. Brand is hello from our buddy Joey B, who watches every day, is from Fort Collins, Colorado, almost Cheyenne. And Andrew Binder is saying Club Sport GV.
Yep.
Was that that was the gym?
Yeah, so he knows.
Andrew knew. Andrew might be up here by the end of the show to talk to you some more about this. But
he probably. I mean, I used to come here, like I said, and then because I could get down pretty good here. But this was when. Because then I was mainly moved to El Cortez when they were the same, and then I got in trouble at El Cortez. I got arrested one night in El Cortez because I was like the biggest sports gambler they had. So they gave me this like fancy black card where I could get everything for free.
No way, at the El Cortez.
And then one night I tried to buy some drinks with it, and they're like, "Oh, the comp machine's broke." I was like, "If the comp machine's broke, but the money, the machines that take our money, figure it out."
Yeah, right.
Then I got in trouble there.
So how'd you get into comedy after?
Hold on. Before we continue, the New York Mets just took the lead in the top of the ninth thanks to a Francisco Lindor 2-run homer.
Who did it?
Francisco Lindor.
You're going to get MVP votes. Now you're in the MVP.
8-7 Mets.
Oh my God,
Top
this
9.
is like the greatest game of all.
Sorry.
Look, they're posing. Don't do that. Why are you posing in the top of the ninth up 1 run? Oh, Mets. All right, this is interesting. Brent, fascinating. So, anyone have questions for Brandon?
Alex was just asking
go for it.
Yeah, how'd you get into comedy after all of this?
You know what I want? I wanted to be a comedian, and then I chickened out. I was scared forever, and then I ended up because a couple times I talked into a microphone, and when I heard my voice amplified, it made my eyes water. I was like, I can't be a crying comedian. So then I moved here, and there was a little dumpy place called Boomers, like over in Chinatown, that did an open mic. And then I chickened out, and then I invited like 12 friends and had a couple drinks. And then I did really good the first time, which most people don't do. But I was so prepared from chickening out.
Yeah.
And I did it once, and I was hooked. And
Unbelievable.
I never stopped. So yeah.
Oh my God, that's so fascinating. We have a few more posts we'll do while Brent's in on them.
Okay.
So anyway, we have posted it's stuff we found on social media. We always show at the end of the show, and you can comment and talk about that stuff like that. Let's see, any Mets? Everyone's talking about the Mets. Great story.
Do you
says Aaron
still
O'Connor.
bet on sports, or are you?
Good question.
Yeah.
Because I had a crazy, and the gambling world's so crazy, but I won $75,000 on this day. On St. Patty's Day, I won $75,000. Should have won $109,000 because Luka couldn't get one more assist. But then I proposed.
Is this year?
No. This is like during COVID.
Damn you, Luka.
And then I proposed to my girlfriend, and it was like the best day ever. And then I put all that money in DraftKings stock, and then she left, and it was all a disaster. So I won $75,000. I think in hindsight, I bought a ring and DraftKings stock. I have about $400 to show from the whole thing, but that's gambling. So no, I still gamble, but not as high as I can't gamble as high because when I was working for those guys, for me to it's a sickness probably, but for me to even feel anything, I'd have to bet like 70% of what I have in life. So luckily I just do it as like a small
pull
hobby.
back a little.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I've learned. I've seen it ruin too many lives.
You've seen it all. Yeah. That's why you got to buy
great
his
though.
book.
Come to South Point and bet. But
yes, please do. All right, Ryan, what do we have? We'll do a couple more. Whatever you have.
We'll do two baseball ones from Jay Kuda, one of our favorites in Jay Kuda. The first one's going to be Final Countdown. It's going to be talking about the baseball game that we're witnessing right now.
We're watching right now.
So based on the outcome today, if the Braves and Mets split, they both make the playoffs. If the Braves win both, the Braves and Diamondbacks make the playoffs. If the Mets win both, the Mets and Diamondbacks make the playoffs. You can see the team that would miss the playoffs. But any case of any of the outcomes, the White Sox are still the worst baseball team of all time.
Poor Jay Kuda being a White Sox fan like Keith Lyle. And okay, so it's still 8-7. Why the shirtless Pete Alonso?
That was a Caden.
All right, Caden, we'll have to find. Caden's up in Utah right now. We'll find out why he chose that.
Yeah.
But it is a picture of the guy who hit the final homer at Cashman Stadium, as we pointed out a lot. All right, what's that? It looks like we're staying with the White Sox.
Yeah, still sticking with Jay Kuda.
The worst team of all time.
In case Well, we had showed you earlier this year what it would look like if the ground was in the sky and the sky was in the ground, and a couple other things that Jay Kuda has come up with at Guaranteed Rate. But in case you wondered what Guaranteed Rate would look like if the playing surface was nacho cheese, there you go.
Okay. Jay Kuda has a lot of free time, ladies and gentlemen. He's a White Sox fan. You can't watch these games without wanting to think of weird things. Like, there you go. And you were at Comiskey or whatever it's called, Guaranteed Rate this year. You would have liked that.
I'm speechless.
Grab a big chip, just scoop out some cheese. Excellent. The White Sox broke the record. I mean, thank God.
Well, so technically, win percentage-wise, the Mets are still the worst team in baseball history. They had a .250 win percentage, winning 40 of 160. They did not play a full 162.
Oh, they didn't play 2 games.
And so based on, 162, the White Sox have a .253 win percentage.
No, the White Sox are worse. They were an expansion team, for God's sakes. This is an established franchise that won a series 20 years ago. Okay, and what else, or is that it?
And the final one we'll get for you was last night's Sunday Night Football game going to Lamar Jackson. As a favorite.
Shut up, Alex.
As a favorite of 3 points or less, or as an underdog, Lamar Jackson is now 24-5 against the spread in the regular season. Just making sure we note that
yes.
In the regular season.
Oh, no, Ann, can you please go back to that?
Best mark of 282 quarterbacks in the last 20 years.
Did you come up with the title of this one?
Yes, I did.
Sorry, Mr. Jackson. You are for real. I'm giving applause to that one. That is a good one. That's top 15, maybe top 10.
Top 10.
Maybe top 10?
Yeah.
All right. Flown Ranger, and what else? Everything. Oh, no, you're Devontae Adams.
Devontae's in Fieri, then Racket Case.
Racket Case, Chris Serena Williams is at a Green Day show. Instead of Basket Case, Racket Case. Those are all great. I hate seeing the Lamar Jackson stuff. I hate the Ravens, but whatever. Congratulations. Did you have him last night?
I did.
Of course you did. She loves Baltimore. Brand, so where are you off to now? Are you heading back home?
I'm heading home. Going home today. I can't wait.
Yeah, and you're home for a while?
I'm home for a while. I got some stuff around Colorado. I'm back here in November at Jimmy Kimmel's, and then I'm at Brad Garrett's in December. So.
Very good. And you're friends with Nagel, too. So
Yeah, so I see Denny, and
so I know Denny.
He's my favorite.
He's the best. We were supposed to go to this Cody, Wyoming thing. I didn't make it. Were you there?
No, I didn't go this year. But did he tell you the time 2 years ago when he broke his hand?
Yeah. Was that one of the punching machines he did?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, we know Denny's going to be back out in March. His son has a varsity tournament of some sort. He may pop in the World Series. We never know. It's always hands of fun. We love when Denny. He comes in for like a week and hangs out. I've known the guy his rookie year. I met him at a bar fitting. He had got called up that day. And he was staring at me, and I'm like, hey, what's up? He goes, hey, my name's Denny Nagel. And I'm like, you just got called up by the Pirates. He's like, yeah. We got drunk all night, and then we never drank again together. As much as that first night. Okay, tomorrow's Tuesday. Matt Neverett is here, correct? We got Matt Neverett Wednesday. Alex, you'll be back Thursday. I have someone special coming in, and I'm trying to remember who it is.
It'll come
Did you put it in the calendar?
No, why would I do that? That's what I'm supposed to do. No, I don't know if he confirmed. I'll figure it out. Anyway, Friday, Jeff Parles. Anyway, great week. Congratulations to the Mets or the we don't know who's going to win this game.
I don't know.
All right, good luck tonight with your bets. Ryan, you're back when?
This afternoon, 3 p.m. Football Frenzy with Jeff Parles and myself. Separate YouTube channel at Sports by the Book. 3 p.m. Yep. And
all right, we appreciate everybody watching. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Punchlines. Lion stands for up.
We're actually going to close today's show with the full Monday montage.
Because we got it. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow, but enjoy the montage now that we got it worked out. We'll see you tomorrow. Lions live in Nevada, every show.
He did.
We're in a fantasy league, as we all know. We have our fantasy league. But I think ESPN put me in another one. I didn't even know about it.
He was trying to do a mock draft, and he signed up for a different league.
So now I'm in a league with total strangers. And the team name I decided was I don't know anybody.
By the way, Ryan, you look fantastic. You're dressed.
You do too.
You look professional.
23 in the coaches poll coming into this week, highest ever ranking.
Has there been any press release or anyone talking about how it's the Matt Neverett effect?
I mean, there are those talking about it. There are those talking. It may not be me. There are those talking. They're all saying it.
This is episode 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? All right, here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who? Herky.
Good.
Yeah, Matt, do that.
I needed the full out. Very good.
Could you see the
And you
form
got
on
an
them?
audience now.
Oh my God, really?
MC Hammer was the bad boy for the A's? I
And
didn't
he
know
looked
this.
like Henry Aaron.
Wow,
so
okay.
he got the nickname Hammer. I see Ryan feverishly typing away over there.
Your story's so ridiculous. I don't know how you could possibly have made it up.
Did he do his crazy?
I didn't.
I get ready to pitch, but watch. I'm looking over there.
Check it third
I don't
base,
want
check it
anyone to
first
steal
base.
a base.
Yep.
My watch.
There you go. And they got
And then watch this. I throw it way over there to make him work for it.
Did Frank ever go 6 for 6 in Little League? The most I probably ever did was 3 for 3 because they'd walk me a lot.
Because you were short.
Shut up, Ann!
Was that the last time the Pirates won the division?
They won in 91, 90, 91, 92. So yeah, it's been 30 years. Thanks for that reminder. How are the Bears doing this year?
Should the Chiefs be worried about the lack of production from Travis Kelce, or will he shake it off?
Shake it off! Oh, I see what I did there, Ann!
I see what I did there. That's crazy.
Jerry. Some ice for you.
Bro. That's why I'm going through all this stuff going, my God, what a career I've had. And now I'm co-hosting Punchlines with Frank Nicotero. I mean, what was the woo? When did that happen?
Miles Garrett.
Yes.
Son of a bitch. So you just gave me 2 players I hate. Yes! Can we go back to the stat real quick, Ann? The picture of Trevor Lawrence.
Oh.
Very, just thinking about his life choices.
When will
but
my husband return from the war?
I had gotten up, and the first thing was Ryan and I texting. It's what we always do. And it's not about work. Sometimes it's like, hey, what you having for breakfast? But today it was Ryan going, I didn't see that clip. Where is it? And I'm like, I sent it.
Give him a little grace. You're over here, puffing your chest, walking around your undefeated team. He's still going through some growing pains. Okay,
I didn't mention anything about the Bears being terrible.
Sorry, I
Turn
guess
this
I
into a
did.
That's where the punch
conversation.
Would you rather have
have
Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud, or Mitch Trubisky? How the hell did he sneak into this one?
October is National Car Care Month. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm going to get a lube job, and then I'm going to take my car in for some service.
All right. What?
Did he do his crazy?
I didn't.
Reasons that you... I can hit the Philip belly nails. Doing fantasy now. I'm doing a mega mix here.
So, it will be like the pass interference thing where they won't overturn things
And
and
throw your
then
flag
it'll go
on
away.
down.
I don't know.
You're not throwing it?
It's okay. I know
believe
I'm right
that.
on this one, guys.
I
Sorry.
have my jacket
I know you're in a
on.
T-shirt, but
This is not a T-shirt.
We've been in here for a couple hours.
This is a collared shirt. Do you want to know how good this shirt is? The bottom button
We
is a
don't
snap.
need the whole team.
Bottom button is a snap. That is all class. You didn't see it. Anything?